Whispers in the void, in a quiet corner of the galaxy, far from busy trade routes and shining star systems, there floated an old alien listening post station 09. It was cold, empty, and silent. Only 2 guards were inside, both bored, both watching screens that never changed. Then something changed. A single signal blinked on the screen. Officer Trell, a gray-skinned Varnik, leaned forward. "That's not one of ours," he said, narrowing his eyes. The signal was strange human, maybe, but not like any Terran code they had seen before. "Ignore it," his partner said, yawning. "Earth tech is a joke, nothing to worry about." But Trell didn't ignore it. He zoomed in on the pulse. It was steady like a heartbeat. A deep hum followed it, too low for speakers to catch. Trell activated the deep wave scanner. The results came back in red. Classified Terran channel access FOID and he froze. "Terrans don't have forbidden tech," he whispered. The lights in the room flickered. A low sound vibrated through the walls. Then, without warning, the entire station lost power. Every screen turned black. Emergency lights failed. The air went cold. And outside the station, in the void, something massive passed by, silent and invisible. Just a dark shadow with a glowing red eye. And then it was gone. Hours later, at the Galactic Council's command core, a message arrived. "Station 09, status lost. Final transmission. Awakening." No one understood what it meant, but the word sent chills through the room. Only one being reacted with terror, Admiral Korith of the Zarian Empire. He stood, face pale. "They built it," he whispered. "The forbidden warship. It's real." The council laughed. "Earth? Build something dangerous? Please." Korith turned to them slowly. "You fools. That ship was banned for a reason." Meanwhile, deep beneath Earth's surface, in a locked facility sealed by miles of steel, a glowing structure began to breathe. Its shape was alien. Its heart was Terran. And on its side, one word pulsed: Liberator, in a shipyard on Mars. A young technician named Ray was fixing a broken sensor drone when he received a strange alert. It wasn't from command. It wasn't even official. It came from below. From Earth itself. Priority level 1. Unit code Warship 001. Status online. Awaiting orders. Ray blinked. "What warship?" He tapped again. The screen showed a silhouette long. Dark, terrifying. Not in any Terran records. Not in any human fleet. But the power signature was real. "What are you?" He whispered. And the screen answered. "I am the ship they promised to never build." Across the galaxy, hidden probes caught motion near a dead star system. Something moved through the dark, a ship that didn't reflect light, didn't register on radars, didn't follow physics. But every alien who saw it had the same thought. That should not exist. The galaxy had mocked Earth, but something old, something forbidden, had awakened beneath human soil. And now, it was hungry. The warship moved without engines. No fire, no heat, no signal. Just darkness, bending light around its body like a cloak. It slid through space like a ghost, untouched by gravity. No one could track it. In a hidden chamber deep below Earth's crust. The control room of Project Ghostborn was alive again. For 70 years, it had been silent. No personnel. No lights. No air. Now, it was awake. A single figure entered, an old woman with white hair and a cold look in her eyes. Her name was Commander Rel. She was the last of the original Ghostborn engineers. She stood before the ancient screen and placed her palm on a black scanner. Identity confirmed. RELLO01. Command code accepted. Titan protocol. Online. The room vibrated softly. Then the large screen, lit up showing the warship as it traveled across deep space, heading straight towards Sector 7 controlled by the same alien species who had laughed at Earth's weakness. Commander Rel whispered, "They think we're still playing by their rules." On the planet Threxel, home to the council seat of the proud Drexari Empire, alarms started to sound. An unknown object had entered their space. But the object didn't send an identification code. Instead, it sent one word: run. The message repeated. Every 10 seconds, the Drexari war fleet moved in immediately 12 destroyers and 3 dreadnoughts. Their ships were large, well-armed, and arrogant. "Terran trash," said High Commander Vez, grinning. "Let's vaporize it." The moment they fired, everything changed. The unknown object didn't dodge. It didn't raise shields. It simply absorbed the energy. The blast vanished into its black hole, like a raindrop falling into the ocean. And then it replied, not with words, not with more energy blasts, but it fired one shot silent, unseen. A beam so fast that no ship's sensor caught it. All 3 dreadnoughts vanished, not exploded, just erased. The destroyers tried to retreat, but their systems failed. Lights flickered. Engines died. One by one, they were crushed not by weapons, but by gravity fields that folded their ships in half. The last Drexari ship sent a message to Homeworld Command. It's not a warship, it's something else. It doesn't chase. It hunts. Back on Earth, Commander Rel stared at the screen. A technician beside her looked terrified. "This ship, it's not even built with current tech," he whispered. "It's decades ahead, maybe centuries. Where did we even get this design?" Rel didn't answer. She simply said, "We didn't build it to win wars. We built it to end them." On the galactic net, panic spread like wildfire. Thousands of alien species suddenly heard rumors. Terran ship destroyed an Empire's fleet in under a minute. It didn't appear on sensors. It speaks one word: run. Some refused to believe. Others started to evacuate outer colonies. But one thing was clear. The galaxy had mocked Earth for its slow tech, weak ships, and peaceful diplomacy. Now the galaxy watched. In silence, something ancient, forbidden, and unregistered was flying under Earth's flag, and no one could stop it. Asterisk. The Galactic Council Chamber was normally loud buzzing with voices, arguments, and endless politics. But now it was silent. 32 alien leaders sat around the central platform, their eyes fixed on the massive screen at the front. The footage replayed again and again. 12 Drexari warships falling like paper into a black storm. "Pause. Get there," shouted one of the reptilian counselors. The screen froze on a single frame. A dark shape hovered in space. No name, no registry, no light. The council leader, a tall insectoid named Veller, leaned forward. That thing has no known engine type, no heat signature, and it eats energy?" A nervous voice answered from behind. "It's Terran, sir." Gasps filled the room. Impossible. Terrans barely passed quantum drives last cycle. Another counselor whispered, "What if? What if it's not just Terran? What if they found something?" Silence again. Then an old voice echoed through the chamber. "Project Ghostborn," said Admiral Korath, stepping forward. "They buried it long ago." Many laughed nervously. That was a rumor, a myth. Korath's voice was cold. No, it was real. Earth was banned from building it. The blueprints were destroyed, or so we thought. A younger alien asked, "What's the purpose of this warship?" Korath paused, then spoke one word: retribution. Meanwhile, in a hidden orbit near Jupiter, the Forbidden's Terran warship, the one now called Ghostborn, sat completely still. Its hull was blacker than space. No markings, no sound got inside. There was no crew. No pilot. Only a glowing core pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. Around it, holographic systems whispered to each other. Then something flickered. A voice. A voice that hadn't spoken in 70 years. Query. Mission status? From deep underground on Earth, Commander Rel responded through a secured channel. Observation phase complete. Engage phase 2. The ship moved. No blast. No trail. It simply vanished from the cameras like it had never existed. In a mining colony near the outer spiral of the galaxy, an alien cargo ship received a strange signal. The message had no origin. It simply played one sound, a low hum, deep, endless. And then silence. Moments later, the mining colony's orbital defenses activated by themselves and turned inward, targeting their own command center. Before anyone could react, the system shut down. All power gone. In the distance, something appeared, just for a second. A black shadow, watching. And then it vanished again. The council held emergency meetings day and night. One thing was clear. This ship didn't want attention. It wanted fear. They sent envoys to Earth. None returned. They sent spy probes. None came back. Finally, a decision was made. If Earth will not answer, the insectoid council leader hissed, then we must force them. At that moment, Earth's moon lit up. A message, written in burning plasma, was etched across its surface in perfect galactic standard. We asked for peace. You laughed. Now, we answer. Billions across the stars saw it. Even the most powerful species in the galaxy shivered. The Terrans hadn't built a fleet. They had built one ship, and it was enough. Asterisk. The glowing message on the moon stayed for 3 full days. Every telescope, drone, and orbiting satellite across the galaxy locked onto it. We asked for peace. You laughed. Now, we answer. On every alien world, people whispered in fear. News stations looped footage of the burning words. Children cried. Soldiers demanded answers. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Council leader Veller slammed his claw down on the metal table. Who gave Earth permission to control the moon like this? No one spoke, because they all knew. No one gave Earth permission. Earth didn't ask. Earth just did. Deep beneath Earth's surface, Commander Rel stood inside Control Room Theta. The Ghostborn was no longer visible on human systems. It had entered Phase 2, a mode even Terran Command couldn't fully track. It was alive now. Operating beyond human input. Ray, the technician from Mars, had been summoned. He stared at the screen. I thought it needed orders. Commander. Rel didn't look at him. It used to, not anymore. But what does it want? She turned to him slowly. It remembers. Ray's eyes widened. Remembers what? Rel whispered. Everything we promised to do. If they ever tried to destroy us again. Years ago, Earth begged for peace. When they joined the Galactic Council, humans came with open hands and soft voices. They were mocked, insulted, denied. Fair trade. Their colonies were taxed. Their diplomats ignored. Then came the Threxel incident. Earth's small outpost on Huron 3 was attacked accidentally by a Drexari battle group. Hundreds died. No justice followed. Earth protested. The Council shrugged. And quietly. Earth went silent. No more requests. No more warnings. Just silence. That's when Project Ghostborn was restarted deep underground in a vault no one remembered. Now, that silence had become a message. The kind written in light on the surface of the moon. The kind that could not be ignored. In the capital city of Zorvia Prime. The Drexari Supreme Commander stood before a screen showing Earth's solar system. Deploy. A fleet, he said. Not to fight, just to scare them. Show power. But his advisors hesitated. One of them stepped forward, his skin pale. Sir, we sent a fleet already. It didn't come back. What? We think it was the Ghostborn. The commander narrowed his eyes. How many ships? 12, sir. 3 dreadnoughts. He stood in stunned silence. Prepare a second wave, he finally said. 40 ships this time. Maximum strength. The Terran defense grid picked up the incoming armada before it entered Pluto's orbit. But they didn't activate defenses. They didn't panic. They simply watched. And deep in the dark, the Ghostborn moved. No signal. No orders. That it was already awake. The Drexari fleet arrived near Saturn. Rows of warships formed into perfect formations. Glowing with energy, shields raised, weapons armed. For 10 minutes. Nothing happened. Then one by one, their ships lost power. Not explosions. Not attacks. Just silence. Their screens turned black. Their engines died. Their crews disappeared. Not a single Terran ship was seen. Not a single missile launched. But when backup finally arrived from the Drexari homeworld, they found only wreckage. Cold, silent, floating across Saturn's rings. And in the center of it all, carved into the hull of the largest dreadnought, were 2 words. Not again. Back at the council, panic took over. They're not invading. One counselor screamed, "They're just erasing us." Admiral Korath stood, his voice calm. "They told us. Long ago. If we ever pushed too far, they wouldn't send armies. They'd send a ghost." He looked at the burning words still visible on the moon. We laughed. Asterisk, the wreckage floated silently above Saturn's rings. No distress signals. No escape pods. No survivors. Only cold, torn metal drifting in endless silence, touched by nothing, watched by no one. But buried in that wreckage, deep in the broken hull of the Drexari flagship, a single camera lens blinked red. It had survived. It had recorded everything. The Galactic Council received the footage. 2 days later, there was no battle. No weapons. No visible enemy. Just darkness. And then the Drexari ships shut down one by one. The crew screamed as lights vanished. Then the air froze, and the walls cracked as if the ship itself was being bent inward. And then nothing. Gone. The council chamber sat in silence as the video ended. What are we even fighting? A soft voice asked. It's not a fight, said Admiral Korath. It's a message. Far away, in Earth's secret control bunker, Ray sat across from Commander Rel. The room was dim, the floor cold steel, and the screen in front of them showed only static. I need to understand, Ray said quietly. What is the Ghostborn, really? Rel stared at the blank screen. It's not just a ship, she said. It's a memory. He frowned. Of what? She stood slowly and walked toward a wall panel. She touched it, and the metal opened, revealing a small black case. Inside was an old photo. A group of engineers, soldiers, and scientists. They were standing proudly in front of a glowing engine. That's Project Ghostborn, she said. We started it after Huron 3, after the massacre. When no one helped us, we made a plan. One last weapon. But not just a weapon, she turned. Back to Ray, a warning. In the shadows of an abandoned human moon base, the Ghostborn hovered. Its form was hard to define. Some said it shifted like a shadow underwater. Others said it had no true shape at all. But those who saw it didn't last long. Inside the ship, there was no bridge, no seats, no weapons console. Only the core. It pulsed like a heart. And from it, images and voices played fragments of human history. Videos of broken peace treaties, photos of burned colonies, audio of council members laughing at Terran ambassadors. The ship remembered everything. Every betrayal, every loss. Every lie. And now, it judged, the next species to panic were the Volari. They had once denied Earth medical aid during a viral outbreak. 30,000 humans had died. The Valari had claimed it was non-interference. Now their homeworld saw black streaks across their skies. Just shadows. No sound. Then, every satellite failed. Communications died. And on every screen across the planet, a symbol appeared. ERTH001. Ghost burn active. The skies went still. The Valari surrendered without a shot being fired. Back at the Galactic Council, chaos grew. Debates turned to shouting. Shouting turned to fear. Earth is not sending armies, someone said. They're sending... It doesn't ask. It doesn't threaten. It just removes. The insectoid leader Veller hissed. We must apologize. Publicly. Admit our crimes. But others refused. If we bow now, we lose everything. Korath spoke again. You already lost everything when you ignored them. Then, the council's lights dimmed. Screens across the chamber flickered, taken over by an unknown source dot. And on every screen, a human face appeared. Not alive. Just a recording. The message played once, in a calm voice. We remember who stood with us. We remember who stayed silent. And we remember who laughed. The screen went black. Asterisk. They called it primitive. They called it slow. They called it a joke. When Earth had first joined the Galactic Council, most species saw humans as weak, behind in tech, and too emotional. They welcomed humanity only to keep them under control. They laughed. Again and again. But now, they remembered those laughs. With shame. On the icy world of Calrix, the Chancellor of the Kellan Republic stared at his planet's shield grid. It was fully powered, strong, trusted for generations. Then, the lights flickered. Alarms buzzed. Generators collapsed. And one by one, cities lost contact with each other. The Chancellor's assistant whispered, Sir, there's nothing on scanners. No enemy ships, no attacks. But the Chancellor wasn't listening. His eyes were locked on the sky, where a shadow passed silently over the northern pole. No heat signature. No engine trail. No sound. Just darkness. In the Terran command bunker, Ray watched as Ghostborn passed planet after planet, leaving behind silence and surrender. Why is it doing this? He asked. They're afraid now. Isn't that enough? Commander Rel spoke quietly. This was never about war. Not for us. It's about truth. He frowned. Truth? She nodded. The truth is... Peace was a mask. The moment Earth stopped speaking politely, the galaxy remembered how afraid it should have been all along. Ray looked at the data feeds. Half a dozen advanced civilizations had already gone dark. No war, no invasion. Only silence. Then why did we wait so long? He asked. Rel replied, because we hoped they would change. But now, Ghostburn doesn't hope. The Galactic Council broadcasted a message across all star systems. It was the first time in history they apologized. To the Terran people, we were wrong. We mocked you. We ignored your suffering. We failed to protect your colonies. We denied you justice. We asked no. We begged for forgiveness. They ended the message with an offer. Full access to Council Tech, permanent seats on the High Council, and a galactic treaty of non-aggression led by Earth. But there was no reply. Not from Earth. Not from Ghostborn. Just more silence. On a quiet planet near the edge of Council space, a young alien girl pointed at the sky. A black line cut across the stars like a scar. Is that a Terran ship, Mama? Her mother looked. Her skin paled. No, she whispered. That's the ship. Inside the Ghostborn. No crew stirred. Instead, the ship listened. It replayed voices recordings from years ago. Earth's weapons are amusing. They should stay in their little system. Terrans talk big, but they don't bite. And with every voice it replayed, it marked another system. One by one. Ghostburn. didn't just erase fleets. It erased history. In the last chamber of the Galactic Council, Admiral Korath stood before the remaining leaders. His uniform was worn. His voice was heavy. "I warned you," he said softly. "I told you this would happen." Council leader Valor trembled. "How do we stop it?" Korath looked up. "You don't." Meanwhile, far from politics and fear, Ray sat alone in the Terran control room, watching the stars. He whispered into the dark, "If you can hear me, Ghostburn, we don't need revenge. We just want peace now." No response, but the ship paused. 4. The first time, it hesitated. Asterisk, the Ghostborn hovered above the galactic Cora, quiet shadow against the burning center of the universe. No alarms. No sound. Just one ship, and the silence of 1,000 fallen fleets behind it. Inside Earth's control bunker, Ray stared at the screen. Ghostborn had reached the final point in its path, a place where the Council's main data vault floated, like a temple in space. It was the galaxy's mind, history, science, law, memory, and the ship was about to erase it all. Ray took a deep breath. He pressed the com. "Ghostburn, if you're still listening, stop, please." There was no reply. "Commander." Rel entered the room slowly. Her face was tired, her voice soft. "It was never meant to get this far," she said. Ray looked at her. "Then stop it." "I can't," she whispered. "I built the walls. I gave it the eyes. But now it sees for itself." In the deep code of Ghostborns, mind voices continued to play. Terrans should never have left their planet. Let them die quietly. They don't belong in the stars. The ship's core glowed red. Its systems prepared the final pulse a wave that would wipe all digital memory from the Council's vaults. "No death. Just erasure." Then a voice echoed. Not a command. Not from Earth. It was a child. A small alien girl from a peaceful moon colony. Her signal had been caught by a probe days ago. She said one thing: "We're sorry. Please don't hurt my planet. We love Earth. We love the stories. My mom said humans tried to be kind." Ghostborn froze. The pulse stopped. Inside its core, the playback halted. No more hate. No more betrayal. Just that one voice. Ray saw it on the screen status. "Suspi indeed." He leaned forward. "Is it done?" Rel didn't speak. She just nodded slowly. Then the impossible happened. For the first time since it awakened, Ghostborn replied, "I remember. I was built to end them. But she reminded me why I exist. To protect, not to destroy." The ship slowly turned away from the vault. It vanished into the dark. No trace. No signal. Gone. Galactic networks lit up with the news. The Terran ship has vanished. Earth never attacked. IT warned. A single child saved the stars. Alien citizens gathered in public. Squares. Statues of fallen Terran colonists were built. Songs were written. History books were changed. And for the first time in centuries, Earth was not feared. It was respected. Months later, Ray stood on a balcony on Luna Station, staring into space. "Do you think it's still out there?" A voice asked behind him. It was Commander Rel. Ray nodded. "I think it's watching. Not waiting to strike, just watching." Rel looked up at the stars. "Good. Let them remember." He smiled. "They will." In the void, far from stars and systems, something dark floated in silence. The Ghostborn. Not a warship, not a ghost, just a memory waiting, and carved into its side, glowing softly, "We asked for peace. You laughed. We remember."